Alright, so we're going to be in the AMX 1375, guys, and we're going to be on Erlenberg. And this is going to be a very good game. I felt that I couldn't have played this one much better. I was making all the right plays, and it ended up paying off, right? So on the AMX 1375, I do run it with binocs. I run it with optics, binocs, and low noise exhaust on most maps. And Erlenberg, guys. Like, what do you do on Erlenberg? Really, the only place you can go, in my opinion, is the east. You can try to spot the west of this map. I'm going to get a little bit aggressive here, and I just want to figure out where the enemy light is, right? I believe they only had one. I think it was just me and the T-71 DA here, and I basically want to challenge this DA right from the get-go. Now, I'm lucky that no one gets a shot into me here, but something weird is going to happen. We're going to have a VK4503 actually push into this building right here, and this is a decent play because what he's able to do is get here where my tank destroyers really, well, I guess this is a medium, but you guys know what I'm saying. My support over here is not able to get the gun depression, and they'll get spotted if they poke too much, to get a shot into the VK45. Now, I'm able to put one into him, but basically we're just going to be dancing around with this guy for, you know, the first few minutes of the game, and I'm trying to figure out how I can eliminate this guy or just even keep him lit without, you know, getting myself killed, basically. So I type in the chat, VK is a problem. Artie starts targeting him here, and this is what you need. You need Artie players to pay attention to hit the guys that need to be hit, and the VK is a problem here. Like, this guy is annoying, man. We need to eliminate him from the game. Astron's coming up here, and I'm going to try and take some shots to this guy. The Astron was blocking my shot twice, but, you know, no big deal. It's not really his fault, man. Like, he doesn't mean to do that. It's just, it's kind of the way we were angled there on the ridgeline. And now, look at the map, guys. I'm clicking on the map. I don't spam it. I just click it as many times as it allows me for one time, right? I just do this, and I'm telling everybody, like, yo, we need to defend the south, right? Now, this tank, guys, and I did a video on steps. You guys saw the video on steps where I told you guys, you can watch my cleanup kill on the T-34-1 here. I told you guys that I almost carried a game, and at the end of the game, it ended up being like a 1v7, I think, but two of those tanks were Artie's, and no, I think it was a 1v6 at the very, very end, and it was like a 1v8 before that. I had cleaned up a couple tanks as my team had already perished. Like, I had already eliminated a couple people after my entire team died, and then the final result was a 1v6, and I just couldn't get away. And there was about 2,500 HP left on the enemy team, something around there. I don't even know if the J-Panther at the end of that game was spotted. You can see we spot the Astron here. We kind of bounce on him a few times. Trollish armor. We're able to get one into him there, and I think I get this one into his cap. But on steps, guys, at the very end of that game, I told you guys I almost carried the game, and there were a couple people that were commenting like, dude, good try, but it wasn't even close. You know, no offense. You know, still a 1v5. I'm just going to say this, guys, and this might be the only time that I, you know, use a curse word in a video. With tanks such as the AMX 1357, the 1375, and the T-71 DA, if you have not played these tanks or you're not sure how to play them well, maybe it's not the same for you as it would be for someone like me or someone who understands these tanks. But I'm telling you, if you know how to play these tanks that have a magazine, it is, and I'm going to repeat this twice, probably the only time that I will curse in a video, it's fucking easy, guys, to carry games. It is fucking easy with these vehicles because they have everything you need. They have the burst damage, they have everything else, the concealment, the view range, the mobility, but they have the burst damage where you're able to clip people out. And I'm telling you, a 1v5 is nothing. I've done it quite a few times before. I did a 1v4 almost with ease in the T-71 DA on Pearl River once, and I think I did a 1v5 once in the 1375, and if you guys go really far back on my channel, even in the AMX ELC, I think I did like a 1v7 once or something like that. And the AMX ELC doesn't even have the clip, right? But Tier 5 is pretty easy because, you know, you could call it steel clubbing or whatever. You guys want to call it steel clubbing, that's fine. I would, you know, agree with that at Tier 5. But sometimes I play Tier 5 just for the heck of it, right? I think I was playing that game with my father. But I'm telling you right now, guys, a 1v5, and you can even go ask like Steel Guts or whatever, dude, it's easy, easy, easy peasy with tanks like this, especially the T-71 Da that has a 6-round magazine or clip, right? So I'm just emphasizing this a lot, guys. I literally cuss so that you guys understand how freaking serious I am in saying that these tanks are OP. Okay, especially in a tier 7 game. This is an 8 game, right? But in a tier 7 game, you are a monster if you are in one of these vehicles. So we're at 1,000 damage, guys. We're at 743 assists. We're at 2 kills, and I'm pushing in trying to figure out kind of what I want to do here, right? Because I have the 4-round clip, and I can be very, very aggressive, and I have full HP, right? And I can get these guys. I'm telling you, like, I can surprise these guys and use the magazine to my advantage, but I'm not really spotting them here. And at this point, like, I need to come back to the base because the Astron is hugging this building, the Basante is back, the Su-101 is coming back to this corner, like everyone's kind of coming back, and then the T-34, who has the least HP of anybody, is pushing. I don't know why he did this, but he did. But it's actually beneficial because now we can see the Su-101 and the VK-75 are out here. So now what I'm going to do is adjust both RDs. We're seeing the tracers on both RDs, and I'm going to adjust and just keep the Su-101 lit. I get the spotting damage there. I would have guessed the Su-101 cleaned him up. He did. He's the only one with the angle there. And now the IS-2M is pushing. This guy is a blue player. He looks pretty gosh darn good, right? But we're going to actually get the upper hand on this guy, and you will see how we are able to do that, right? So I'm going to go and try and help the Basante here. He's being targeted by Artie. It's really annoying. Like, if I were him, man, I'd be so annoyed right now. But Artie is doing their best to try and counter this guy, and he gets the jump on the IS-2M with that shot there. And now we're in a situation where I think this guy is basically a 3-shot for me. I can clip him out, right? But the T-34 appears here trying to cut across, so I'm going to use my clip to punish this guy for his, quite aggressive cross there. We're able to get 4 into him there, and if I have to take a shot from the T-34, I will at this point, but he misses, and he gets cleaned up there, and boom, I'm telling you guys, just a little bit of support, and we clean that guy up. SU-101 thinks I'm on a long reload. In this tank, guys, the 1375, again, emphasizing how freaking OP this thing is. The reload is not that long. I'm able to get 3 more shells into this guy. He gets cleaned up there. And now the IS-2M's down to a 1-shot because the Basante hit him. And boom, we have a 4th round in the chamber because we have the magazine. And I'm telling you guys, one more time, these tanks are freaking OP, okay, man? They're OP when it comes to situations like this. 1983 damage, 1,116 assists. Bada bing, bada boom. That whole situation is done. Why? Because I'm in the AMX 1375, guys. And I'm telling you, never give up early in this tank or the DA or the 1357 or any of these tanks that have these magazines because they're absolute freaking monsters, guys. And this is why I tell you guys, I almost carry this one, even if it's a 1v5, because I'm that confident when I get in these types of vehicles. So let's advance here. We're going to see the WZ. Right? And where do I want to go? I want to get into my little dip, right? So I'm going to come up and over. We're lighting both Artie here, or is the Astron? I'm not sure. But we're light both the Arties here. And now at this point, I want to put my shells into the WZ-120. So I'm going to throw my whole clip into the WZ-120. I'm trying to stay down as low as I possibly can. Just stay away from the Artie. Artie hits me there, but he doesn't pen, luckily. And now the WZ is basically a 1-shot to the Su-101 because we put our entire clip into him. Su-101 cleans him up. 2,500 damage, guys. 3 kills, 1,100 spotting, and freaking 11k W8. And I'm telling you, man. Like, do not sleep on these vehicles, guys. And I swear, I'm telling you, I know you think I'm BSing you, but when you get into a situation where it's like 1v4 or something, it is so much easier than you guys think. I'm telling you. So don't ever get discouraged when you are in this tank, man, and you're not having a decent game. Sometimes it requires you to get put into these situations, right, where, you have the ability to make plays, because there are some maps where you just can't do that, right? You can't be aggressive. But in an open map like this, as the numbers start to dwindle, right, and it's just a few players left on each team, I'm telling you guys, these tanks are ridiculous. They're monsters. So I hope that I've emphasized that enough in this video, guys. I'm telling you, carries are so much easier than you think with the AMX 1375 and the like. 1,400 spotting damage, guys, 2,500 damage. It was a first-class game, and we're on top here. 1,249 experience, 3 kills, and Here's the battle results, the detailed report. 25 shots fired, 22 hits, 20 pens. Again, 2,500 damage, guys, like it was nothing. And there's the game, and there's 1375, guys. Okay. It's a really good tank. Okay, do not sleep on this. Do not sleep on the T71 Da, the 1357. These tanks are absolute monsters, and I'm sure there are others that can fit this example. Even a tier 7, I just can't think of them off the top of my head. Those are the 3 that I can think of, and that is all, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you don't have these tanks, if you're a good player and you don't own these French tanks, even the standard ones like the 1375, the tech tree ones, go get them, man, because I'm telling you, if you're a good player, you'll understand how these tanks need to work. The bat chats are also a good example. The mediums, as you go up the branch, like, man, those things are ridiculous. Any tank, like literally any tank, guys, that has a magazine, if you're a good player, you're going to be an absolute monster in that tank. The WN8 will skyrocket if you play those vehicles and you're a good player. Catch you guys for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye now.